done what they said we wouldn't do. I told Big Steve beforehand that, listen, we got this, bro. I got the WhatsApp messages to prove it. And Arsenal have beaten Man City 2-0 in the FA Cup semi-final back-to-back. We're going to Wembley again.
We're the famous Arsenal, and we're going to Wembley.
Hey, Frank, I told Big Steve, this is our cup, bruv. This is ours. This is ours.
The Emirates FA Cup is ours.
It's
Emirates
ours.
FA Cup.
I met Big Steve the same year that we knocked them out. Big Steve didn't even like me, bruv. I said, look, don't matter if you like me or not. Don't matter what you say about Arsenal. Yeah, this cup is ours. You know what Big Steve said to me? He goes, we played you like 10 times. Yeah, we beat you 7 times. We played you 10 times, and out of the 10 times, we've scored 3 passes from 7. This is me. I know. And then he goes, oh, we had Kolarov and Clichy last time. I said, listen, bro, it don't matter. It does not matter.
You finished. You finished now.
I finished.
Listen, first of all, let me say, Arsenal deserved it today.
Come on, Big Steve.
Listen, it's one of them things. I can't even say that Man City played bad. We just got caught out twice, and Arsenal defended unreal. I mean,
did you hear that?
Unreal. Did you
hear that? Arsenal defended unreal.
It's crazy.
Look at the Arsenal team, right? When we played them just after the lockdown, and I said to you when I had a conversation, I said they looked like bottlers. They had no fight. But what I seen today, they were fist pumping each other. They was angry. They was aggressive. They were man-to-man marking. And listen, I've got no complaints. At the end of the day, we didn't take our chances. We huffed and puffed. But I'm not saying anything else other than that Arsenal deserved it. So at the end of the day, I wish Arsenal all the best, and I hope they win it now.
Yeah. Real. Hey, we got Toby inside, just in case you're wondering. Toby, the Spurs fan. This is the closest he's coming to a trophy, so we thought to get him inside so we can have the chat. Listen, Toby, before we played today, what was you saying to me earlier on? Yesterday.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be an L. I thought it was going to be an Arsenal L. I was expecting Man City to do what they did in the first game of the restart, and I was expecting Man City to do what they've done in the League Cup finals as well. Like, I was expecting Man City to whitewash you, and Man City have just screwed the pooch again in the FA Cup.
Listen, you guys out here, I don't know why you're doubting us, because if you've got we know what Arteta's trying to do. Even Big Steve has said many a times, he said, listen, you can see what he's trying to do. He said it, even despite us being ninth, even despite us not playing well, he said you can see what he's trying to do.
So,
he just doesn't always have the players to implement it. Guys, yes.
I've been saying to you for so long, I've had no confidence about this team whatsoever, but something inside my head told me that the FA Cup is coming home for a 14th time.
You lot turn up in the FA Cup.
We've beaten the best.
What?
Sorry?
You lot turn up in the FA Cup, I've realised.
Yes, it's our tournament. It's named the Emirates FA Cup. We've won the most FA Cups. We've beaten the best team left in the FA Cup.
Down,
There's only one direction to go.
You've done well. You still need to go to the final. You need to win it.
It's only a semi, boys. It's only a semi.
Stop talking down to me, Big Steve. Don't talk to me as if you've done this many times, yeah? Oh, boys, this is not how it goes.
It's only a semi, boys. Come on, calm
down. No comment on that one. Oh, wow.
I don't listen. Toby, so I was going to say, you should be speaking the least. Go on, Big Steve. Go on.
I'm just saying, listen, from what you've been watching the last 12 months to what you got now, I told you that Arteta, I said, listen, you don't work under Pep and things don't rub off. I seen, like you said before, I seen things happening with Leno in the last game. And the keeper he's playing now, fair play to him. He looks strong. He had a good game. But, hey, David Luiz, we absolutely ripped him apart the other week. Ripped him apart. But today he's throwing his body in things.
He was ready.
His head in things. Listen, Arsenal deserved it. So, you know, it's your night tonight.
No matter what,
whatever I've said about David Luiz,
just for this one game, He deserves that 1 year deal. I don't want to see him too much next
Stop
season.
it, Frank.
But
Stop.
from this, I don't listen to
Stop.
what I'm
Don't
saying.
get carried
I
away.
don't want to see him
Don't get
too
carried
much
away
next
and say
season.
this is
But
a 1 year deal.
now I'm going to clap him because
He was
he was
good.
our savior today. He was one of our saviors. Every single man to a T played brilliantly today, with maybe the exception Nicolas Pepe, who was a bit suspect. But 10, how many people want 15 in total players, I think, came onto the pitch, and 14 of them done well. Oh, boys.
Listen,
Oh, boys.
listen. What? Okay, look. Now we've done that. We've done the exciting stuff. Let's talk tactics, boys. Right? What did you see in the game today? Where do you reckon? I would say let's start with where Man City went wrong and where Arsenal went right. Steve, if we could start with you first, please.
I just thought first half it was a little bit disjointed from us. I just thought we couldn't get going. The rhythm kept getting broke up, partly down to Arsenal just getting in there, getting a bit tight and compact. I don't think Gundogan's the answer for me when he seems to play. If it's going our way and we're bullying teams, Gundogan's a great player. When we actually need him to do what Gundogan needs to do and break it up, he doesn't seem to do it. I mean, you look at Rodri came in second half, and Rodri's a miles better player, in my opinion, than Gundogan in that position. I think David Silva, he had a good game against Bournemouth, but I think it was a little bit too much for him today. But other than that, I can't say we played bad. We got caught out. Arsenal took the chances. We huffed and puffed. I mean, you look at the possession stats. We tried. We didn't give up. We tried, but we couldn't get through. It was like a red wall at the end of the day. So, you know, there's no complaints from me. I think we've just got to dust ourselves off now and go for that Real Madrid game.
Before we go on to you, Toby, about your feedback, and Frank, I just want to give a massive shout out to everyone online. You got Amar Nell, who's just donated. Thank you very much. He says, at our best, we become invincibles. At our worst, we get in the FA Cup final. We are semi-final regulars, and we are better than top. You never said I added it in there because I did. Well done, boys. Well done. And you've got, obviously, big shout out to Louise Raymond. Says, amazing result for United and Chelsea. I don't know what that means, whatever. Big shout out to Victor, the Football HQ, Fuad, HA, everybody who's been online, Jordan, Linford, Paul Young, Abdullah Alami, Abe, Kodaz, Hero, Kelvin, I can keep going, Philly Tiger, Jordan Brown, big up to Rocks24, big up to Darren, big up to Big Man Vader. Carry on, Toby.
Yes.
Go on, Big Man.
You know what? I was really impressed with Arteta today because I think the Liverpool result midweek, yeah, you won that, but everyone knows that was a false result. Like on another day,
Who's everyone?
Come on, man.
Tottenham fans. That's what he means by everyone. Tottenham fans.
No,
When
everyone.
Man City slapped them, would you say that was a false result?
Which one?
When Man City slapped them the other week, was that a
No,
false
it
result?
wasn't because Man City comprehensively.
Why is it? Bro, they smacked them like 3 or 4 or whatever. What was the score?
Joe. So
Yeah.
let me finish. So you actually they gave you both those goals. They give you those goals. But you know what?
Right?
What I'm trying to say is there was question marks over that Liverpool win. Yeah, there were question marks. There were no question marks today because Arteta's come there and by all accounts he's done the hardest thing possible this season, which is to keep Man City quiet. I personally think, Steve, we were discussing it earlier. Gabriel Jesus, he didn't do nothing today. He didn't do nothing. Marshall's
Turn up against Real Madrid. Don't worry, he'll do fine in a few weeks.
He didn't do nothing today, and I felt like Arsenal's shape was spot on today. I think what you saw today is what Arteta actually has been trying to coach for weeks now without the mistakes. Because if you see in some of the matches where Arsenal have lost, there's been games where you lot have kept it pretty tight. You've been doing well, like the Spurs game, and then bang, mistake, 1-0. It was the same thing with Man City when you lot lost 3-0 at the Etihad as well. Defensively, you were pretty decent in the first half, and then mistake, bang. But I think today you saw a much more compact side, no mistakes, and as you saw, a clean sheet, similar to the performance against Wolves as well. So you have to give Arteta credit for that. And you have to give Aubameyang credit as well because he has put away. I know he missed that chance at the start, but I mean,
we have the best striker in England.
He's not the best striker. Let's
Who's better than him in England?
You know who's better than him? Harry Kane and Aguero are both better than him. Stop it.
Stop
it.
trying to squeeze in with other trophy winners.
If Aguero
Nothing.
played today, I assure you, Man City are losing that.
Stop it.
If Aguero played today, Man City are losing that
Stop
match.
it.
There.
Stop it.
There.
Because if Aubameyang was in Man City, yeah, or Liverpool, or Man United, or one of those free-flowing scoring teams, yeah, he'll be doubling what he's actually doing now. Behave, bro. Behave.
So you think he's better than Harry Kane?
No.
You think he's better than Harry Kane?
Sorry, Frank. Never let you speak, Frank. Sorry, go on, mate. Sorry.
Go on.
You know me and you, mate.
Listen, it's as simple as really. We've learned from them. I think Toby summed it up perfectly. We learned from our mistakes. We're tired of getting battered 3-0 by City. What was it, 5 times in a row? And we just countered them perfectly. I know I'm looking at the screen now. I'm seeing man like Captain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang played like the man himself, Thierry Henry today.
Wash your mouth. Wash your mouth.
What do you mean wash your mouth? You're a Tottenham fan.
Thierry Henry.
Don't talk to me about. Listen, he was looking
crazy.
like Thierry
Wash your
Henry
mouth.
today. Not Thierry
Listen,
Henry
I've
in
got a
finals. That's
question.
a different story. But he was looking
I've
like
got a
Thierry Henry
question
today.
for Frank.
Yes,
Frank, are you wearing a full kit there with shin pads and everything?
mate. No, listen. I brung out the scarf. I've got a ball. I could wear shin pads if I wanted to, but I'm pretty much in
Why
pajamas.
what are you carrying a ball for? What are you calling a ball
It's
for?
because it's the FA Cup ball. That's what it is. It's the FA Cup
It's
ball,
like
and that's what.
Tom Hanks on, it's like
Joe.
Tom Hanks on Castaway. He talks.
Wilson!
Joe and Frank, I got a question for you.
All right,
guys.
let Matt in. Yeah. Matt's just look.
Here it is.
We got him, Matt Connell.
What's this?
right?
What is this? Arsenal fan club. What's going
Yeah,
on?
listen, Matt Connell films all of our high quality stuff, and he's always chatting rubbish. He's a Portsmouth / Man United fan, I reckon, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Thanks to us. Thank us, Arsenal. Thank us.
Oh yeah, he is, yeah. And all day he's been giving the rubbish. I said, listen, if you keep talking, you're gonna have to come online, you know.
This
And
is
what-
it.
He's online.
There's no hiding now. It's not just WhatsApp. It's right here.
Bro, what did you think of the Arsenal performance today, Matt?
You know what? I'm going to be honest. Every time I watch Arsenal play, I see you, Frankie, I see you, Joel, and I'm going, I want to see the L because I know what happens. You lot turn up, the heat's there,
Exactly.
and you don't hold back. So I'm there. I want to see it. But can I just say, David Luiz, whatever Pep said pre-match, that just...
You mean I know you confused Pep with Arteta, but you meant Arteta.
No, now I'm talking about the last interview I saw with Pep because he was backing David Luiz, saying he's a great defender.
Oh really?
And I was watching that, and I saw a poll on Twitter, and they said, "Is he right or is he wrong?" And guess what I did? Guess what the hater did? I said he was wrong.
Yeah.
Man's got a clean sheet.
Yeah. But you know what? Yeah,
Did well.
he did well. But you know what? I reckon it's one of those one-off games. Let's be honest with you. We're not saying he's good now. It's one of those one-off games where if you've suffered the way he suffered last time and you've got a bit of fight about you, I think it's almost like it's a tactical pick, isn't it? Like Arteta doesn't really need to say much in it because a few weeks ago
The pressure was probably off him today. It's a one-off game.
Mhm.
Game at Wembley. He's made a few mistakes and he's probably realised and thought, you know what, we've got now to lose today. We've got a free shot at Man City.
Exactly.
Let's do it. And he's
Exactly.
done it. And at the end of the day, I said it before. I mean, I'm not a big fan of his, and I think he's always got a mistake in him. But today, he rose to the occasion, and I think a lot of the younger players went for it as well, and they fought like a good side today, Arsenal. But it's typical Arsenal to go and get to the final and crumble.
That's not true.
Is it?
That's
We've
not true.
lost 2 finals in 10 years.
Different.
What's he
You're
going on
different now.
about?
You're a different kettle of fish now. You're a different kettle of
Steve,
fish.
You're
We've
getting
lost the Europa League final and a League Cup final. We've been in
Don't-
3
just-
different FA Cup finals.
You got battered in
All right,
Europa
cool.
League.
All right, cool. I'll give you that. We got. Sorry, Mr. Audi Cup. I forgot you win trophies. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. In the last 10 years, we've lost we got battered in Europa League final. There you go. And we've lost the League Cup final. In that same time, we've also won 3 FA Cups. So we don't bottle it in finals. I don't want to hear this. This is our tournament.
No.
We're gonna win this one.
No, you can't win it. I'm not going to lie to you. You can't win it.
I'm talking about
I
the current Arsenal team. The current
Right.
Arsenal team is not consistent. Because like Arsenal,
Okay.
now to go and put that performance in, but then go and lose. You know what I'm saying? They beat Liverpool.
We have nothing to play for in the league, so I don't care.
Listen, we can lose. We can lose our last 2 league games.
That's all I
We
care
can,
about.
we can lose our last 2 league games 6-0. I couldn't care less. All that matters is this FA Cup final. And you know what? I want United. I want
Question,
United.
lads.
It's taking United.
I know
United.
Frank's getting
Arsenal,
excited.
lads.
I know
So
he's got his
Joe
shin
and
pads on.
Frank.
I know he's got his boots on, Frank, and all that, but you need to calm down. You're not winning nothing yet, Frank. You know what?
Joe
I
and
do
Frank,
know?
Tobias.
If I was
What's
you,
going
Frank,
on?
you know what
Yeah,
I
he's
think
gonna
I would
sign
do?
a team, bro.
Go
Don't worry
look.
about him, man.
He
When's
ain't signing
the DVD
nothing.
coming out?
Back
Tim
for
Boyle,
free.
FA
Wait,
Cup.
I saw snippets of the DVD today, Toby. When's it coming out? Online. Did you not see it? Did you see it, Steve?
It's going to be a comedy show.
I'll send you the link. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mourinho's cracking me up, mate. It's hilarious.
That's what he's
bro.
good for. That's what he's good for. Camera.
Oh
That's it.
man, I can't believe you ain't seen it, Steve. I'll send it to you. Matt, you seen it, yeah?
Which clip is it? Which clip?
It was Mourinho hyping up the Tottenham boys when he first arrived.
Yeah, saying they've got to be the
Yeah,
C
exactly. Yeah.
But you know what? I cannot wait because I don't know if you noticed in that clip, obviously because it was recorded on a laptop screen, and you could see the players looking and laughing. So I think you just imagine the players sitting there at that moment going, "This is Jose, and he's calling us a bunch of CUNTS."
They said, who do we want in the final? I want Chelsea in the final. Flip him.
You want Chelsea?
I know you do.
Chelsea.
I know you do.
Frank, I don't know what you're saying.
I think Chelsea.
I want United.
It's easier for you to beat than Man United. You know.
That's what I reckon. I reckon you're right, Toby. If I'm to be 100% real, Man United and all their London fans, they're going to be psyching up all their players.
They ain't got fans anywhere else in the UK. They ain't got fans anywhere else in the UK. Just London.
Make it. I don't want all of that pressure. I'd rather the Chelsea boys because the last few times we've played Chelsea, don't get me wrong, we've had times where we got the draw in. You know, when Martinelli showed that he was, you know what I mean, the next best thing.
Next R9.
If you look at the last few seasons, there's been like games where we have lost to Chelsea, but you can see that there's a fight there. I think with Man United, they've moonwalked all over us, man, literally, man. Like, you know what I mean? Yes, we beat them, but not consistently enough, if I'm honest. So, yeah.
It's the perfect opportunity for revenge. I mean, if I was an Arsenal fan, I would be taking Chelsea.
Like last time when we beat them in the FA Cup final. Remember that, Toby? Oh, yes, sir. You man would.
You were getting this was before you were getting gassed about the Audi Cup.
Yeah.
Stop mentioning the Audi Cup.
All right. Final words, Big Steve. What are we saying here? Final words.
Well, I'm just saying, look, you know, we want at the races today. It's time for us to concentrate on Real Madrid. Good luck to Arsenal. And I think Man United will beat Chelsea tomorrow, and I think Man United will win the cup.
Unfortunately, that's hard for you to say because you're a Man City fan as well.
That's killed me. That's killed me. That.
It's
Yeah.
a bit of a lose-lose for him because he's either going to support the team that knocked his team out the FA Cup or bitter rivals. So it's a lose-lose for Steve.
I won't even watch it.
He probably won't. I know Steve won't watch it. He'll probably just look at the highlights of it. All right. Final words, Toby.
Just 2 points, really. I think Man City, I feel like they've become this side who are still a dominant side, but they're just you never know. In some of these big matches, you can never before I was so sure that Man City would win matches in these sort of occasions. And now there's always a bit of doubt now because of how they've defended this season. And I think that Pep and whoever it is over there have seen that, and they're just going to go hard this summer in the transfer window. And the second point is I think Arsenal just need to back Arteta because I think if you look back Arteta, you never know what could happen. You never know what could happen. I'm going to keep it positive.
Matt.
Well, I'll tell you this. If I'm an Arsenal fan, I want to see Chelsea. I think Man United's front three looking too good. Man City got into shooting opportunities, and the way that front three United are playing, you know they're going to hit the target. You know, Martinez is looking good in goal, but look, if it's Chelsea, the revenge is on. If it's Man United, it's going to be like Tottenham in the Champions League final. That semi-final, they kind of celebrate like they won. I think Arsenal might get a little carried away, get into that final.
Come on,
disappointment town.
I don't like you, mate.
We love it. Let's hope that's the case.
Frank, final words.
It's not even really final words. It's more of a prediction. I've been saying it since we entered the competition. We're going to make it 14. Full stop. I've been saying it. You can go back and look at my old videos. I've been saying it since the beginning. We're winning this thing. We're beating our own record 14 times, babe. I don't want to hear Liverpool talk about 6. Try 14. Try 14.
Listen. For me, my final word is we have the best striker in England. And that's all I'm saying. Make sure you follow Big Steve on IG. Make sure you follow Big Steve on IG. Matt Connell on IG. Toby on IG. Tapping Football. Frank Hastings on IG. Myself on IG. Cheeky Sport. We will be back. Arsenal FA Cup semi-final winners. And we'll be speaking soon. Peace.
Okay.